everybody wash their hands before you came to church today? It looks pretty good. What do you think? Did I wash my hands? Did I get my hands clean before I came to church? They look pretty dirty, don't they? Well, I assure you, they're clean, but they're stained. At work, I install windshields, and we have black urethane that comes, and I put it on with this big caulking tube, and somehow urethane is sticky, black, gooey, and it seems to get on you no matter what. I tell people it can jump a gap of about 1 inch, so if you get anywhere close to it, it will get on you. I'll let you feel that. That's what that sticky, black, gooey stuff is like after it cures. Just pass that down. And so it gets hard, and it's not sticky or black or gooey anymore, and it holds your windshield in your car nicely. But my hands end up looking like this most of the time. If my hands are clean, it means one of two things. It means either I'm starving because there's no work, or I'm on vacation. And what I found works best for cleaning them is salt water. So to be on a beach somewhere is very good for me, but I don't get to do that very often. But I want to tell you a story today about a customer of mine. While I was putting his windshield in, and he was watching. And remember I told you, if you get anywhere close to it, it gets on you. Well, I didn't see when he got into it. I don't know how he did it. But he got some of that urethane on his hands. And so I looked over at him, and I saw him taking, I have some shop towels there, and he had taken one and he was wiping his fingers. And so I looked at it and I go, oh, you must have got into the urethane. I said, you got to be careful because that stuff stains, and be careful you don't get it on your clothes because it stains your clothes. And he says, oh, I'm fine. And so he was wiping it off. And so I went and I got some solvent on a shop rag, and it says this will help. It doesn't do it perfectly, because obviously my hands look like this, but it helps get it off, or at least you won't get it on anything else. And he says, no, I don't need it. It's fine. I got it. So I put my solvent rag down and got back to work. The next time I looked over at him, I noticed he'd gotten it on his coat. So he'd ruined his coat, you know, and at this point, there wasn't anything I could do about it. But I started thinking about, I know a lot of Christians that are just like that man at my shop. Now, how many of you have ever made a mistake? Yeah, we've all made mistakes, right? The Bible even points that out to us, says all of us have sinned and come short of the glory of God. We've all made mistakes, okay? But God says, if you make a mistake, ask me forgiveness and I will clean you up. But you know what a lot of Christians do? They're just like that man at my shop. They say, I think I can clean it up myself. And you know what happens when we try to clean things up ourselves? We make a bigger mess. And we might even end up damaging something else. Like he ruined his coat. I have a scripture that I want us to read. We'll see how good I am at one-handed opening the Bible and using the mic. And the scripture is found in Isaiah 64, verse 6. And there it says that we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousnesses are as filthy rags. So when we try to clean ourselves up, it's as if we're trying to clean ourselves up with a filthy rag. Have you ever tried to do that? I did that just yesterday. one of the reasons I got my hands so bad yesterday is the job I was doing, and I was trying to clean it up. And I had wiped some of this urethane off, and it was already on a rag, and I had laid the rag down. And then I thought, oh, I've got that rag, and so I'll clean my hands, and I'd forgotten that I already had used it to clean urethane, so I had urethane on it. So what I did with that rag is instead of cleaning my hands, I actually spread more urethane and stained them some more. That's what happens in our lives when we try to clean ourselves up, because we're using a dirty rag to try to clean ourselves up with, and it just doesn't work. And David asked God, he says, create in me a clean heart. Because David figured out that he couldn't do it himself. So I want you to remember that. Everybody makes mistakes, but God says he will forgive us and he will clean us up. But if we try to clean ourselves up, it's not going to work out too well. Before you go back to your seats, I have a gift for each one of you. It's my latest book. It has some stories in there. And if you can't read, maybe somebody will read it to you. And if you'd like it signed, you can talk to me after church, and I'd be happy to sign it for you. You may go back to your seats.